Hello! In this section, you will learn a little bit about machine learning and how to do it with Python. First of all, let's understand what is machine learning. Machine learning is basically using a computer to generate knowledge from data. An example can be image recognition. When we humans see an image of an animal, or an object, or numbers or letters, we instantly recognize them because we know those things. This is a pretty easy task for humans because we have intelligence. In order for a computer to do the same, we're gonna have to provide a lot of images and tell the computer what are those images, so it can learn to recognize similar images in the future, just like we do. The computer will then have what is called artificial intelligence, or AI. Machine learning is part of the AI field. There are different types of AI. One of them is machine learning, which, as I said, is learning from data. Inside machine learning, there are also some subdivisions like deep learning, which is the technology used to make self-driving cars, for example. Self-driving cars also learn through data, but the process is more complex than the examples we'll see here in the course. It demands an insane amount of data and a lot of computer power to work. Before we get started with some examples of machine learning in Python, we need to install some things. We're going to be using scikit-learn, which is a library that provides hundreds of statistical models and machine learning tools. But before installing scikit-learn, we need to have scipy and numpy installed. So here I am at the command line, and I'm going to type pip install scipy. This is going to install both scipy and numpy. Now I can go ahead and install scikit-learn. This is basically everything we need to get started. But we are also going to install Jupyter Notebook, which is a very interesting Python interface. Everything we will do in this section could be done in the idle, but with Jupyter, we have a few extra functionalities that will help us organize our learning. So let's install Jupyter by typing pip install ipython. Let me just clear this window. And now we're gonna type pip install, and inside quotation marks, we type ipython, and inside braces, we type notebook. This is going to install Jupyter Notebook. Now that we have Jupyter Notebook installed in our computer, every time we want to run it, we can just go to the command line and type Jupyter Notebook. This is going to open our web browser, and here in this page is where we are going to work. This is a local server running in our machine, and this is the root folder of my computer. I can see my documents folder, my desktop folder, and if I want to start a new Python file, I can just go to New Python 3. This is a Python interpreter, just like the idle. So you can type Python code here and then run it. So let's try it out. Let's try num1 equals 1, num2 equals 3. Then let's print num1 plus num2. Now we can just click run. And as you can see, we have the result right below it. The cool thing here is that we can divide our code in different cells. So this is one cell, this is another cell. We can create new cells in the middle. Let's create a new one by going to Insert, Insert Cell Above. We can place text cells here to organize our code. So I'll just change from code to markdown. Here I'm going to use one hashtag and I'm going to write my first Jupyter example. Then I can just run it, and now I have a title for this part of my code. If you want to edit, you can just double click. If you use more hashtags, it gets smaller and smaller. So let's leave it like this for the moment. In the cells below, we can also use variables created in other cells. So if I try to print num1 here, I can do it with no problem. We are going to learn more about Jupyter in the next few lessons. The code we just wrote here is auto-saved. If you want, you can change the name of your file by clicking here where it says Untitled. So then I'm going to pick a new name for this file, and if we close it, we can see that it has been saved in the root folder of my computer. If you think it's easier to find, you can go to the desktop and start a new folder here so you can save your Jupyter files. To open a Jupyter file, we can just click on it. Alright, now that we have everything installed to run machine learning in Python, it's time to move on. I'll see you in the next video.